Yo, what's good, peeps? We're going to take a very quick look at some of the big game news stories that happened this week, such as Gummy Lives is going multi-platinum in 2021. Omen of Sorrow is coming to the Xbox. Cell-shaded first-person shooter RICO London is coming this September. Zool is back. Hack and slash game Smashing the Battle Ghost Soul is coming to the Nintendo Switch. New characters are coming to Street Fighter 5 and plenty more stories, so make sure you keep it locked.
Yo, yo, yo! Welcome to Urban Gameplay Weekly Gaming News Updates. Time for Mad Pepper to bring you that heated news. Go! Finish it right now or never. A full throw blow with the...
ExZeus Games and developer Rare Breed Makes Games recently gave us a look into their upcoming 2D fighting game Blazing Strike. Blazing Strike is set to launch for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch and PC via Steam at some point during spring of 2022. According to ExZeus Games, the game is inspired by classic arcade fighting game series from the industry greats such as Capcom and SNK, and Blazing Strike evokes the excitement and nostalgia of 2D pixel art genre, pioneers while incorporating a unique game system with modern mechanics. Now overall, to me, this definitely looks like a really solid 2D fighting game. Maybe the frame rate might not be as perfect as I personally would have wished throughout the trailer, but I really do love the overall look of this game. It really gives me a Street Fighter 3 Third Strike vibe from the trailer, and that game was a classic, so let's just hope that this game is fairly close to that. Bones, the developer of the awesome Impact Winter, is back with a roguelike deck builder game called Chrono Factions Tokyo Reign. The idea of this game is to be a nice blend of strategy and action. They have purposefully made the game easy to learn the basics of, but at the same time there is a lot of depth here, so it is going to be hard to master. The game has a ton of cards, weapons and charms for you to build your ultimate deck with, so you can try and rule this futuristic cyberpunk looking city. The game is going to have a single player campaign as well as online and local multiplayer, and the game will be launching as a Kickstarter soon, and you can currently sign up to be notified when it goes live. Keeping it real, my knowledge for deck building games don't really go that deep, but this does look like a really decent game that will be coming to the Nintendo Switch and also PC, and it's just one of those games that I really wanted to put on you guys' radar. Now, one of the more interesting looking first-person shooters in 2021 is RICO London, which is brought to us by Numbskull Games and is being developed by Ground Shatter. This is a balls-to-the-wall, fun-on-action kind of game that has a very stylish, cel-shaded presentation that makes it stand out from the million other first-person shooters that are released this year. The plot of the game sees you in London on New Year's Eve of 1999, and instead of partying, you and your partner are about to enter a high-rise tower that is full of bad guys, and you need to clear it out one floor at a time. With plenty of guns, loadouts to create, and cool perks, this is one shooter that it looks like is gonna be a lot of fun. It will be released on the 2nd of September and will be available for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and not forgetting Nintendo Switch and also PC. Overall, it does look like a pretty decent game. I don't know if it will be winning any awards of Game of the Year, but definitely one to kind of keep on you guys' radar. Now, some of the gamers out there who gamed during the 90s may be familiar with the platform series Zool. It was a massive hit over here in the UK and probably across Europe, and when it was first released on the Amiga, everyone absolutely loved it. Well, Sumo Digital have announced that Zool Redimension is bringing Zool back on PC this August. This is a re-imaging of the Amiga classic and features 2 game modes, new boss fights, many quality of life improvements, and even the Sega Mega Drive Genesis original version 2. Definitely brings back a little bit of memory for me. I never actually owned this game, but I do remember seeing this game advertised very heavily during the early part of the 90s, and as someone who loves sweets, this game always used to have that level of connection to me with it. This game originally released on the PlayStation 4 over in Japan back in 2020 and the rest of the world in March of this year. Smash in the Battle Ghost Soul is a super fun and fast-paced 3D hack and slash style of game where you play as a female futuristic cop who is trying to stop a bunch of bad killing robots. The action is all about fast-paced attacks and earning skill points so you can improve and do even more damage. The game will be released for the Nintendo Switch on the 19th of August and it will be available over at the Nintendo eShop. Definitely a game that I did see pop up last year that did catch my eyes, and I actually did forget about this particular game. So it is good to see that this game is getting a little bit more exposure and is currently heading to the Switch. If you love rhythm games, then you may need to check out the demo for Banji Dream Girls Band Party, which has just released a demo on the Japanese Nintendo Switch eShop. This demo is only available up until the 15th of September 2021, so make sure you do kind of get an opportunity to take advantage of it while you can. This fun rhythm game started life out as a mobile game, but the Nintendo Switch version looks to make a few more important improvements. This demo is going to let you play 5 of the songs that the game has to offer. Definitely a real good look. I haven't had the opportunity to download the demo yet, but I do have a Japanese account over on my Switch, so I will try and test it out in the coming days. Now, while it did not exactly set the world on fire, those that played ExZeus series on the PlayStation 2, Nintendo Wii, and PC back in the days had a real great time. These two games were fast-paced and very exciting rail shooters and just so much fun. In a move that pretty much came out of nowhere, the ExZeus and its sequel, ExZeus 2, are coming back to modern platforms. ExZeus The Complete Collection is going to be released later this summer for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch. The idea of the first game is that there is an alien invasion that is threatening Earth and only you and your mech can stop it. The sequel takes place over 100 years later and once again features a threat from outer space. All in all, it is good to see that these sort of niche titles are making a comeback, so who knows, maybe more people will appreciate it in modern times. One of the most fun-looking games coming later this year is Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. This is going to be an awesome game for long-time fans of the series and those new to it as well. It features remastered versions of the classic stages and mini-games that were popular with the Super Monkey Ball games of the past. Now, we know that Sega is awesome with their fan service stuff, and they've definitely done it here again. They recently announced that Beat from Jet Set Radio is going to be in the game. He, to me, definitely looks amazing as he is small and done in the same style as the rest of the characters. Best of all, Sega have also said that he will be available by just playing the game. Super Monkey Ball Mania is going to be released on the 5th of October 2021 and will be available for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and also PC. Now, as someone who absolutely loves Jet Set Radio and also loved the first Super Monkey Ball game that came out on the Nintendo GameCube, this is definitely a game that I'm really looking forward to, and the fact that they have added Beat to it kind of gives it a little bit more sense of urgency that I really want to play this game on day one. Definitely looking forward to experiencing this game once again, and especially on more of a high-end console. Now, a game that has gotten many Nintendo Switch owners excited is Death End Request 2. This will be released for the Nintendo Switch in Japan on the 19th of August 2021 and will be available to download on the eShop. Us gamers in the West have to wait a little bit longer to wait, as the English version is not scheduled to be released until 2022 at the earliest. Death End Request 2 is a dark and moody RPG where you play as Mei, who has a very difficult past, and she is now basically looking for a sister. She ends up on a small mountain town where her sister was last seen, but this place is hiding a very dark, sinister, and evil secret. It is fantastic stuff, and if you do not want to wait for the Nintendo Switch version, you can play this game on the PlayStation 4 or the PC right now.
A powered-up Roddy has arrived! port cities as good as...
Now, while there is no shortage of Metroidvania-style video games forged in Shadow Touch due to its very interesting diesel punk setting and animal characters has gotten people very excited. The game takes place in Tort City where these animals lived until one day invading robots from the Robotic Legion took over. Rayton, who is a rabbit, has to lead a resistance and fight back against the evil forces that has taken over the place. It all sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun, and the gameplay has a nice blend of exploration and fast-paced action. On the 7th of September 2021, a digital version of the game will be available for the PlayStation 4 and also the PlayStation 5. There is also a physical version of the game, but so far only Asia, which will be on the 10th of September, and Japan on the 23rd of September, appear to have a physical version available. Definitely a really interesting game, one that certainly caught my attention like a lot of games that I've been mentioning throughout this video, and this one, who knows, maybe a day one pickup for myself. Released back in 2018 for the Switch and PC, Gummy Lives is a fun, physics-based party game that has been loved by those that have gotten into it. Think of stuff like Fall Guys or Gang Beats and you kind of have a decent idea of what to expect from Gummy's Life. Why it has taken so long, we do not know, but the game is finally coming to other formats later in 2021. Gummy Life will be released for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, and not forgetting Xbox One at some point over in this year. Keeping it real, I didn't really pay that much attention to the game when it was available on the Nintendo Switch, but this is definitely the kind of game that is a blast to play with others, so it is sure to be a hit when it is released.
Is to fall to their knees.
Now, one of the more interesting fighting games to be released in the last decade is Omen of Sorrow. This is a 2D fighting game that has the kind of old school style as far as the controls go. What is very cool about the game is that it is more horror based with a great roster of characters such as Gargoyle, a fallen angel, and also a werewolf, and many more. It is fun stuff, and those that played it on the PlayStation back in 2018 and also over on the PC back in 2019 seem to be enjoying it. Well, in September of 2021, Omen of the Sorrow is going to be making its way over to the Xbox One. This is a fighting game that is fun to play, but it does also have a fair bit of depth to it. You also have many game modes to enjoy, such as arcade, survival, and multiplayer. Definitely, as someone who really do appreciate 2D fighting games, this definitely is a game that I am happy to see hit the Xbox side of the fence.
13年前，敌军冲进我家。
XYS7 was released in the East towards the end of 2020 and proved to be popular with the fans of the series. While it does have 7 in its title, the game is designed with being accessible to people who are new to the franchise in mind, which to me is definitely great. If you do enjoy action RPGs, then this could very well be one to definitely keep your eyes on. Rooted in Chinese mythology, it has a very cool and interesting premise. XYS7 is going to be released for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One. It is playable on the PlayStation 5 and also obviously the Xbox Series as well, and it will be coming at some point in September. Thanks to being a PlayStation Plus game and also being available on Game Pass, many gamers did get an opportunity to check out this vehicular combat game Wreckfest in 2021. Now, Wreckfest is getting a little bit crazier as it is getting a bit of Carmageddon mixed into it. There will be 2 tracks and a car from Carmageddon added to Wreckfest at some point this year. Bleak City and Death Canyon are the 2 tracks, and the car is the classic Eagle R car that was in the game Carmageddon Max Damage. Definitely a really decent update for those who are a fan of this particular game, and I haven't had the opportunity to play the game as of yet, but definitely looks like one of those really fun games. Released on PC back in 2020, Art of Rally to me is one of the more stylish rally games that I've seen in quite some time. While it has a very realistic and authentic handling, it has a very cool and different art style compared to the more modern, dark and realistic look many modern rally games go for. It is stacked with content and players will have a ton of fun racing all over the world trying to become the champion. It has been announced that on the 12th of August, Art of Rally will be released on the Xbox and it is going to be a Game Pass game, which to me is awesome. On the same day, the Nintendo Switch version will also see the game being released on the console, and there is a PlayStation version coming at some point, but no release date has yet been given for that. I'm not gonna lie, while it had a rough start, Street Fighter 5 has become a really solid fighting game, and the current version, Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition, is getting some new characters. On the 16th of August, Oro, who was part of Street Fighter 3, will be put into the game, and on this same day, Akira from the Fighting School series will also join the fight. Capcom also announced that a brand new character called Luke, who is a kickboxer, will be released in November, and he will be the last character to be released for Street Fighter 5. As I mentioned, I always do love the fact that Capcom have made a real effort to try and keep Street Fighter 5 still pumping. Definitely a game that had a rocky start, but it has really grown into itself, and I'm glad to see that they are still releasing characters.
Take home workouts to the next level.
Now, for those trying to keep fit in 2021, you will be pleased to know that Knockout Home Fitness will launch for the Switch on the 28th of September over in North America and on the 8th of October over in Europe. Released as F.I.S.T Home Fit in Japan, Knockout Home Fitness offers a total package of intense moves to work the upper body, as well as kicks, knees and squats to get the lower body involved for a workout sure to get the blood pumping in half the time compared to exercising only the upper body. From the look of the trailer, this actually looks like a really solid fitness game for the Switch, which goes into great detail. Some of the features that they have mentioned looks really superb, and one game that I personally will be keeping a close eye on when it does drop over here in Europe, I believe on the 8th of October. Anyway, peeps, that was a very quick or maybe long roundup of some of the gaming news that I did want to cover this week. I think personally I'm gonna try and do it as one video per week because there is so much information, and sometimes I just never get around to putting the videos out as quick as I really want to. So if I can round up some of those hot news and articles that I do come across on the weekly basis on one day, I definitely just feel it's probably worth more you guys watching the video like this. As always, if you did enjoy this very quick or long urban gameplay video, be sure to smash the like button. Do hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel before, and until next video, we definitely say peace out, peeps.
Ship will capsize, apply mad pressure. You will see my ugly side, cause I'm not going down without a fight. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more cool urban gameplay videos.